Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about an interesting topic that I've been looking at for quite some time. Now, I used to flip properties years ago, buy and sell property from tax auctions and all that jazz. So I know kind of what I'm looking at, and I've been looking at different places and different states to go off the grid in, just to kind of get away and have yourself a home base. Now, I know this is something that people have covered on YouTube. This is solely up to me. This is my opinion on it. You might have a different opinion. There might be some people that do want to live up in Alaska. For me personally, there's too many black flies and it doesn't get enough sunlight. Not to mention the cold up there is something to take seriously. They do have very expensive groceries from what I understand as well. So there's a lot of factors that go into deciding this. I'm not going to explain every single factor. I'm just going to tell you guys which my top three and my worst three are. Some people might like the idea of moving to Alabama. Like if you do a simple Google search, Google will tell you, Alaska and Alabama. They always seem to come up in any search. They are very friendly, but they're friendly for a reason because, again, no offense to anybody, not a lot of people want to go off the grid there. Alabama, it's very humid. You have a lot of what do they call them, like different insects and stuff like that down there. And it's pretty hot. It's a very humid area to live. So without further ado, I'm going to start off from my third choice on where I'd like to live off the grid. My third favorite choice. And my third favorite choice would be Oregon. Oregon. Depends on where you're from. Now, a lot of Oregon, when I went through that state, was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. I ended up stopping by an amazing museum because I make it a habit just to stop into any kind of museum, just because I feel like history is one of those things that's very interesting to me. And I stopped by this really cool evergreen museum. Now, this place has a plane parked on top of the building. I mean, it was amazing. It looks like it's out in the middle of a cornfield. I'm like, what is this? I was just driving by and I'm like, this is really cool. This is a really neat place. That's where Howard Hughes, the Spruce Goose is. Very cool. That is a very cool place. I highly recommend it. It's worth every penny. Definitely check it out. Now, that state, there is issues, I know, with water. Water is kind of scarce depending on where you are in drought. So, I'm a little bit cognizant of that. Plus, there's I don't know what other kind of natural disasters they have out there. I've been all over Washington and all over Oregon and all over California. They're gorgeous. I know gas is kind of expensive too, so that's just my personal opinion. Oregon is like number 3. That's a great place to be if you're looking at going off the grid. Absolutely gorgeous land property, depending on where you're looking, of course. So yeah, my second choice would be Iowa. Now, Iowa is just overall friendly. I like being around a farm because I grew up on a farm. A lot of farmland out in Iowa, and it's very appealing to off-the-gridders. For people that go off the grid, what doesn't appeal to me, though, is the cold. It does get cold there. Now, I do live in a place that they call the snow belt, so we do get a lot of snow, and it does get cold. So I am used to it. My theory is if I want to move away, I want to move somewhere where it's a little bit warmer, a little bit less snow. So that's just my personal take. And drum roll, number 1. My top pick would be Tennessee. Now, Tennessee, I used to live in Western Virginia, not West Virginia, but Western Virginia, Southwestern Virginia, and it was beautiful. My heart really, I left my heart there for sure. The Blue Ridge Parkway, the Smoky Mountains are absolutely gorgeous. The Cherokee National Forest is beautiful. If you're looking at Tennessee, you've got the western part of Tennessee, which is a little bit more flat, and then you've got the eastern part of Tennessee, which is, more Appalachian Mountains. And it's very appealing to me. Property is a little expensive down there because so many people want to go off the grid there. But there are so many things that are appealing to me down there. I kind of know what it's like. I know what I'm getting into. So Tennessee was always my number one choice. Tennessee is gorgeous, and I'm actively looking for property down there. Even though I do own property currently, I'm waiting to get to a point in my life to where the housing market gets to a better place, and I decide to buy something. So those are my top three. Now, my worst three. Let's see here. My worst three would probably be California, number one. No offense, again, for anybody that's living in California. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the place. My heart goes out to anybody that's dealing with these natural disasters right now, with these forest fires or just these wildfires. My heart goes out to you. It truly does. But the price of gas, the dry, areas and stuff like that, and the natural disasters going on there, the earthquakes and such, just aren't very appealing to me. Now, number two would probably be Florida. And that's kind of due to the same reason that I chose Alabama for not wanting to go there. Just because it's very humid. It's very, very hot. You do get a lot of different bugs and stuff like that. But Florida is not really my cup of tea. They do have hurricanes and stuff there, which are not very appealing at all. And I know you do have hurricanes and flooding in Tennessee, but not quite the same way you do in Florida. So, or it is possible to have them in Tennessee. I know they did have a flood, if I'm not mistaken, in Tennessee. So hopefully not too many people got hurt by that. But that's something that seems like almost every year there's some kind of disaster in New Orleans or, around Florida or Georgia, that general southeastern area. So I would, kind of avoid that if I was going to go off the grid, So, and my last one. This might surprise you guys, but believe it or not, I would never want to live in New York. Now, I've been all over New York. Western New York and upstate New York, central New York is absolutely beautiful. It's a gorgeous place to be. But the zoning laws are very strict no matter where you go. Taxes are high. New York State is gorgeous, but just not my cup of tea. So that's that. So let's see here. Some runners up that I actually did look at, and I actually, do kind of like them. If you guys have any opinions, feel free to share them. So a maybe, Arizona. Arizona seems kind of cool. A lot of people absolutely love Quartzsite, Arizona. I've been to Arizona, and I thought it was really a dry heat. Very low property taxes, but droughts are something. There's not a lot of water in Arizona, which I want to kind of be near a water source just from, just personally, that's me. So Arizona would be kind of a cool place to be. Another runner-up would be Montana. If you've ever seen A River Runs Through It, that's such a great movie with Robert Redford. And Brad Pitt. Definitely check it out. But Montana is absolutely a gorgeous state. I would definitely love to be there. I was there for a few weeks. I was traveling through when I was living in my base camp, my Airstream base camp that I took out west. I ended up camping around Montana for about a month, and I got to do some fishing. It is a gorgeous place, but it gets cold. Very cold. And amazing people out in Montana. The nicest people in the world. Again, I like that farm. I'm used to living on a farm and stuff, and I like that kind of, land type, the geography, I guess. So, another one that I found kind of interesting, Oklahoma. That seems like a nice place, but unfortunately, I think natural disasters, windstorms and such, your home blowing away, I think about that. So Oklahoma sounds like a great place. I've always liked the Midwest of the country, the heartland, around Kansas and stuff. So with that being said, that leads me into my next choice, which would be another maybe, and Kansas. Kansas was a gorgeous state. I drove from Colorado, which I thought was beautiful, the eastern part of Colorado to Kansas, and it was gorgeous. I wouldn't want to live in Colorado, but Kansas is definitely appealing. There's a lot of good apparently state jobs out there from what I was understanding. A friend of mine was telling me about it. I said, oh, okay, cool. Again, very flat, but a lot of farm area, and I like that area. So, after Kansas, now I told you guys I lived in the western part of Virginia, so I got into Western Virginia. That would be definitely a runner-up. West Virginia seems amazing. I've been along the Monongahela in Western Virginia, camping a few times, and it was absolutely breathtaking. The Monongahela and West Virginia, are absolutely gorgeous. That would definitely be a runner-up. Now, drum roll, I got 2 left. My next one would be Wyoming. Wyoming sounds absolutely beautiful. I drove through Wyoming, and it was by far within the top 3 of the most gorgeous states I've ever been to. I thought Vermont was beautiful. Wyoming was actually really, really gorgeous. Definitely first or second choice for me. And I can't remember what the first choice. I had another choice above there somewhere. But Wyoming is absolutely gorgeous. And if anybody gets a chance, it's very, very much cowboy country. When you go out there, neighbors are amazing. They're very helpful because that's basically cowboy culture out there, is everybody watches over each other. You get some really big-hearted, amazing people in Wyoming. So, again, it is cold. It seems like whenever the wind is something serious out there, and when the wind hits you, it's always got a chill to it. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I stood at the base of Devil's Stump, which if you've ever seen, what was it? It had Richard Dreyfuss in it. I'm totally slipping a blank on it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, based out of Wyoming. So absolutely check it out. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. Great movie. Anyway, it's definitely very old, so I'm dating myself there. But Wyoming is definitely up there in my choices. So, my last runner-up, and I've been all over the state. It's absolutely gorgeous. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has got some amazing places to live. It's beautiful. It's a great place to be. Pennsylvania has some beautiful mountain areas, and it has some, bigger cities. I consider Pittsburgh a big city. It's close to like New York City a little bit, the eastern part of Virginia, or the eastern part of Pennsylvania. But Pennsylvania is a great place to live. If you're looking to go off the grid as well. Now, again, I didn't look at each county specifically, except in Tennessee, because that's where I'm actively looking. But if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I did upload, if you guys see a link below to my new Facebook page, and you go to Files on my Facebook page, and if you're a member of my Facebook page, I did upload a couple of PDF files that you guys can download to take a look at your favorite areas to live. It basically breaks it all down into which counties are the best. One of the PDFs is your top 200 your top 200 counties in the United States, to where you'd be able to go off the grid. Now, the other one is just specific counties in Tennessee. So, with that being said, all right, my friends, make sure you watch, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you guys like everything. But make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. All right, thanks, my friends. Take care.